Hello, accountability buddies. I'm Les, and this is another episode of Less is More Healthy, coming to you from the car just as I finish my errands. And I wanted to respond to a comment that I got when I was talking about riding my bike. So, I ride my bike because I love riding a bike. I've always enjoyed riding a bike. Um, but I also ride it as part of my fitness journey. Riding my bike is a workout for me, and this is something that I started doing again because I loved riding my bike as a kid, and I knew that riding a bike was going to be something I would enjoy and would continue doing. And, I've got a garage full of bikes. I've got too many bikes. I need to sell some of them off. Um, I'm not unfamiliar with Konas and Treks and a whole variety of other bikes. And I bought the Ozark Trail G1 for multiple reasons. Um, and I've gotten a bunch of comments that really miss the point of why I bought the bike, and that's okay. But the comment that I really wanted to respond to is something that about training. And I was talking about building up my miles and blah blah blah. I wasn't asking for any advice, and someone offered some what they thought was helpful advice. And the end of it was like the end comment was, that's what the pros do. And here's what I'm going to say. I am a 47-year-old person. I'm overweight by a significant amount. I have type 2 diabetes. Um, and my I'm working with a doctor in terms of like fitness and diet and all of that. I'm not a pro. I'll never be a pro. I don't want to be a pro. I have no delusions of grandeur that I am going to be a pro cyclist at some point. And that's not a goal for me. A goal for me is I want to accomplish a century ride, 100 miles in one day by the end of the cycling season. So for me, that's the end of October. So by the end of October 2024, I'm hoping to ride a century. Is that realistic? I don't know. I had hoped to do it last year. The biggest ride I did was 40 miles last year. So my hope and my plan is that this year I hit 100 miles. And I think I'm well on my way to that goal. I have no illusions that I'm going to be a pro athlete. What a pro athlete does for training is not going to apply to me as someone with type 2 diabetes. It's just not realistic. My body is not going to function in the same way as a professional athlete's. Could it perhaps in some day? I don't know. Maybe, probably not. But I'm working with a diabetes specialist to improve my fitness overall and improve my health overall. So I think having expectations or basing my training routine off a professional's training routine is not helpful and not realistic. It's just not real that I'm going to, you know, go ride the Tour de France. That's, not going to happen. Maybe I'll do the East Coast Greenway fully someday. That is actually something I would like to accomplish. But am I going to accomplish that by following the training routine of a professional athlete? No. I'm going to accomplish my goals through working with my diabetes specialists and doctors to improve my fitness level over time. And like I mentioned in my previous video, I'm accomplishing that. My ability to ride hills has improved. My ability to go longer distances has improved. I actually think I'm going to be able to accomplish this century ride this year. I think that's really realistic. Um, so I think suggesting that I'm going to be a pro athlete or that I should follow the training routine of a pro athlete is not a great idea. Another thing that I wanted to comment on or respond to is I've got a bunch of comments, and YouTube is feeding me up all of the videos about about the Ozark Trail G1, including the negative videos. And, I think to each their own. Everyone's going to get out of a bike what they need out of it, not what they want out of it. And I specifically bought the Ozark Trail G1 um, to ride the shit out of this year, to completely alter it so that the only thing that is Ozark Trail left on that bike is the frame. So eventually, everything on that bike is going to be swapped out, and it is barely going to resemble the bike it is now. Now, with that understanding, um, I've gotten so many comments of like, you should just buy blah 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 and just roll it out the door, and ride that. I've gotten a bunch of comments telling me that I should have bought a track, or I should have bought a used Surly, or you know, some dude telling me about their $3,000 bike, and you know, it completely misses the point of like what I enjoy doing with a bike, which is the upgrades and the changing of the bike is really important to me. The mechanical aspect and maintaining and upgrading the bike are all very, very important to me. These are things that I really enjoy. I really enjoy the aspect of maintenance. I enjoy the aspect of like, this doesn't work well, I'm going to swap it out, I'm going to put a new part on it. Those things are all very enjoyable to me, and I like it. I really like that. So, when someone tells me I should just go buy a Canyon, or I should just go buy a track, I should go to my local bike shop, you miss the point. Um, and one of these days I'll tell the story about my experiences in some of the local bike shops here, and my first experience at a local bike shop. So, um, all that being said, I am enjoying the shit out of this bike, and I hope everyone who has gone and bought their Canyon, or the dude who told me all about his $3,000 bike, and the guy who told me I should buy a Trek, and the other person who told me I should buy something else, I hope you really enjoy your bikes, because I'm riding the shit out of this Ozark Trails G1 $250 bike. And yeah, I've put as much into the bike as I paid for the bike. And in about 2 weeks, I'm going to have more than I spent on the bike attached to the bike. The sum total of the parts on the bike will be more than what I actually paid for the bike initially. So, you know, I enjoy that, and I want everyone to enjoy their bikes. I think bike snobbery is the worst thing for the cycling industry and the worst thing for the cycling hobby. Like the idea that I need this $500 part, or I need a $5,000 bike to go and ride my rail trails is ridiculous. To ride the rail trails around here and most of the streets around here, you could get by on that Ozark Trail G1 Explorer as it was coming off the sales floor. Um, and that's the reality of it. You don't need a two, three, or $5,000 bike to do the kind of stuff I'm going to do on it. And guess what? I'm going to do some light touring on this bike too. And for me, that is a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun in riding a bike that's inexpensive, adding all of the components that I could possibly want on the bike, and really making it mine and enjoying the shit out of it, riding the shit out of it. I'm over 100 miles on this bike so far this year, and I'm hoping to put 700 or 800 more miles on it this year. I'm hoping to hit 1,000 miles this summer on this bike. And, if you're not putting that kind of mileage onto your bike, I'm sorry you're not getting to ride your bike as much as I get to ride my bike. And I hope you get to ride your bike that much. I hope that we can leave some of our petty snobbery about the bike behind. Because I just want to see more people out there riding the trails, riding the streets. I want to see more bikes out there. I want to see more people enjoying their bikes and having a good time on their bike. So, with that, I'm going to say thanks for being here. Um, I'm enjoying my Snob Slayer bike. Um, and I hope if you decide to buy an Ozark Trail G1, you ride the shit out of it too and you have a good time. Um, you know, that's all I got to say. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Bye.